Hey everybody, hello, hello. It's Monday night and it's hot here in Plano, Texas. And but it is all good because I am back from the San Antonio boot camp and it was absolutely amazing. And it was so good to be with about 250 people, old friends, new friends, everybody excited about our future and where we're going. And it was so good to be back together. So the leadership of Texas asked me to come in and to do two programs for them. One was my Aging Backwards program that I did on Friday night, and they asked me to kind of close the boot camp with this program called Stay in Line. And I got to tell you, at first I was like, oh man, what am I going to talk about? And then I said, oh no, this is perfect. Because we know that if we stay in line, even if we're doing a little bit, we can keep growing our business and eventually grow momentum. But as soon as we step out of line, creating momentum again is going to be maybe a little challenging. So it's a very good idea to stay in line no matter what is going on. So I thought I would just start by sharing with you a little bit about my story. You know, I just celebrated my 30th anniversary with Juice Plus in March, and I have never once gotten out of line, not once. And so, you know, I said yes to Juice Plus because, you know, my health was bad. I was in bad health. My children were struggling. And it was a nurse in my neighborhood who kept calling me, telling me she had something that she knew, hear the word, would help me. There was something so powerful about her message that I let her come to visit. She walked through my front door carrying Juice Plus, and obviously my health started to turn around. So I said yes very, very quickly, and I got in line very, very quickly because I wanted to share the benefits of Juice Plus with as many people as I knew. So I'm putting customers on Juice Plus like crazy. As a matter of fact, I received an award. If you go back 29 years ago, I received an award from the company for selling more Juice Plus than anybody else. All right. And I'm at a luncheon here in Dallas, Texas. David Beavers is in town, who's my upline. And he said to me, are you ready to make this your career? And I have to tell you, initially, I felt completely inadequate. As a matter of fact, I couldn't even answer him. But later, maybe a week or two later, I saw some version of this, not this identical stair step, but some version of this stair step. And there was something so compelling about this stair step. And I started to look at that top position, national marketing director, and it started to call me. And it was almost like it was pulling me. And so that national marketing director position for me was the dream. Okay. It's what I knew I was striving for. And I loved this marketing plan because what really spoke to me was that I didn't need to know it all in the beginning. Okay. It was a step by step by step approach. All I needed to focus on was the next step. And so the next step was always my goal. All right. NMD was the dream, the vision, but the goal was always the next step. So I've got to tell you, in 30 years, I've never stepped out of line. I've raised 3 kids in this marketing plan. I graduated 3 boys from college in this marketing plan, and they graduated without being in debt. I married 3 boys in this marketing plan. And the day that they were married, I was able to give them a very hefty check so that they could put a down payment on their first home in this marketing plan. I buried my mother in this marketing plan. I divorced in this marketing plan. And I never, ever, ever got out of line. I bought my dream home in this marketing plan. And a couple days ago, I was foraging for mushrooms on the Oregon coast with my grandkids in this marketing plan. So I'm going to tell you, when that caption across the top says, picture the possibilities, anything is possible if you stay in line. And if you got out of line, I'm here to tell you, I want to lock arms with you and let's move forward, because Travis Garza, and I just spent time with Travis, made it very, very clear. In the next 2 or 3 years, we're going to be promoting more and more and more national marketing directors than ever, ever, ever before. So people say to me, so, you know, national marketing director, what did you fake it until you made it? No, this is pretty much what my initial early career looked like. I faced it. I knew I had a lot to learn. There were certain people I started to stalk, like Cheryl Cortese, Sean and Jennifer Myers. I used to stalk them all the time. Carrie Daigle. I was always sneaking on somebody's Monday night call because I wanted this for myself. So this is pretty much what my business looked like in the early days. I'd get up, I'd work hard, I would fail. I'd stand back up, I would face it again. Oh, I'd do a little better because I learned some lessons. I would fail again. And I would get back up, I would work harder, and I'd learned a little more, and I got more confident. Repeat, repeat, repeat. You see where I'm going with this? And that's everybody's path. That is everybody's path. So it's time for you to make a decision. Because you see, that's what I did. I finally got back to David Beavers, and I said, yeah, I want to make this my career. And so amazing things happen when you make a decision. When you make a decision, my friends, it's kind of like you become very responsible for your life and you stop blaming others. And clarity and purpose start together for you. And this is where it starts. This is exactly where it starts. And you might say to me, Terri, I don't know what I want. I can't make a decision because I don't know what I want. And I'm here to tell you, yes, you do. You do know what you want. You just have to listen to that small voice. So I'm going to encourage you to pay attention. Pay attention to that small voice. Pay attention to what stirs your heart. Pay attention to what makes you happy. Pay attention to what compels you, and pay attention to what makes you happy. Because you, my friends, are responsible for your happiness, nobody else. And this is my favorite quote. I use it in every single program I do. Success is the intentional, premeditated use of choice and decision. And unless you choose with certainty what you want, you will accept table scraps by default. Don't let that be you. Let's choose, starting today, right now, tonight. I don't care if there's 5 of us on the line, 10 of us on the line, 50 of us on the line. Tonight we decide what it is that you want, because there's more loss and indecision than making the wrong decision. And so many of us are lost in that indecision dance. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I want. And, we spend so much time asking for people's advice. And what I've learned is never, ever, ever take advice from somebody who isn't living the life that you'd want to live. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And so make up your mind. And I'm here to support you every step of the way. And I can tell you with absolute certainty that you do not have problems to solve. You have decisions to make. And so here you are. You made a decision. I don't know if it's national marketing director, maybe it's sales coordinator, qualified business. Set yourself up so that you can get leads from the company. Everybody now can get leads from the company, including me. I'm pretty happy about that. And what I can tell you is that when you do make a decision, expect 3 things. Number 1, coincidences will start to happen. When you work from intentionality, I call coincidences God acting anonymously. And you've all experienced it. This is what Goethe says. He said, the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. And you've all done it if you're regulars. I mean, you're working on your memory jogger list, or you're promoting an event. And hey, can I tell you what I'm doing? Can I tell you what I found? I thought of you because, would you be interested in learning more? Over and over and over again. You're focused on your list and what you're doing, and out of nowhere, you meet somebody in the grocery store. Hey, what are you up to? Oh my God, I'm interested in that. Coincidences. Expect them when you make a decision. The other thing that will happen, expect it, it's change. And what will change, my friends? You will change. You will become proactive instead of reactive. And that's my promise to you. Why? Because you're going to focus on what you want. And when you focus on what you want, that's what grows. The other thing that will change is that your awareness, how you show up in the world, will start to change. And all of a sudden, because you're intentional and you're focusing on what you want, you are going to start to see opportunity all around you. All around you. And so, my friends, this is my success cycle. I developed this probably 15 years ago. And when they asked me to do the program, stay in line, I knew this is exactly what I wanted. Because when you make a decision, expect resistance. It's the natural order of things. So you have a goal, you made a decision. I want you all of a sudden to just notice. Notice the voice in your head. Okay, that voice in your head is your brain, and its job is to protect you. So whenever you make a goal, whenever you make a decision, whenever you start to develop a new habit, whenever you start to break patterns, okay, the brain says, stop, that does not feel right. Unless you are aware of what's happening, what will happen is that you will slide into resistance. And you know that you're in resistance because number one, let this hold it for a second. The human nervous system is wired to run from pain before going to pleasure. All right, but this is what resistance looks like. You've just told your upline, I'll have 20 names for you tomorrow so that we can work on my list. And you know you're in resistance when all of a sudden, hey, I can't do that, I'm too busy. Or you procrastinate, can we do it next week? Or you're completely scared into inaction. I can't decide. I can't decide if this is right for me. You know, should I do the event this Tuesday or next Tuesday? Or maybe I should do it next Saturday. Or you start to lose interest. You're forgetful, you're disorganized. You start to fog up, you feel paralyzed. You feel paralyzed. You find reasons not to act. You become impatient. And this is what I see over and over and over again. You keep running into naysayers. And the reason that you run into naysayers, my friends, is that because you feel inadequate about what you're doing, and because you are not certain about what you're doing, other people pick up on that. It's called mirror neurons. All right, so what I want to do now is what if we started to reframe this? Okay, so let's start to decode resistance. All resistance comes from fear. All resistance, and expect it. And it comes from fear. 99% of what we are afraid of doesn't happen. My friends, you are running from something that's not even chasing you. You are running from something that's not even chasing you. And at the core of fear is a belief, and most of our beliefs have been handed to us when we were 4, 5, 6, and 7 by our well-meaning parents. You have a belief system about money. You have a belief system about relationships. You have a belief system about health. And until you start to take a look at your belief system, you'll be caught in that cycle. And that's why I love when you make a decision, because you start all of a sudden to become aware of how you show up in the world. So to ride out resistance, you know, you recommit to your decision, remember why you're doing this, but what if we reframed it? What if we absolutely reframed resistance so that you could see that it serves you? Wow, what a switch. So resistance serves you. How? Well, let's take a look in the universe. You take this clump of coal, okay, and you put it under pressure, resistance, for millions of years, and it turns into a diamond. Imagine the resistance it has to go through to become the diamond. Here's another great example. You take an acorn and you plant it in the ground. What's the intention of that acorn? To become a tree. That's you guys. You're planting the seed of your dream. So you plant the seed, think of that acorn, what it has to go through. It's got to move through the dirt. It's got to move the rocks. It's got to struggle. It's got to work hard. It's got to move through the resistance to become the tree. You see, this is the deal. There must be resistance for growth. Can I repeat that? There must be resistance for growth. If it's too easy, there's no growth, and you will never, ever experience your dreams. Does that make sense? I sure hope so. All right, pay attention, resistance, and this is some secrets to work through resistance. We've reframed it, but the first thing, my friends, is this gratitude. When you can show up grateful, even though you're in the middle of fear or you're paralyzed or you're uncertain, when you can switch to being grateful for what you've already learned, for who you already are, for what you're already doing, being grateful for your past, your present. And here's the master. Can you be grateful for the goal and the dream that has not yet shown up? That's what I did. I was grateful for NMD from the day I made the decision. I could see it, think it, feel it. And every single day I was saying, thank you. Had not yet achieved it, wasn't even close, but I was already grateful for that position. All right, so there's gratitude. The other thing that will move you through resistance, and that's the action. Guys, remember that oak seed. Remember how hard it has to work. Okay, it's got to work to move through it. Same with you. You don't get off on this one. Okay, there is no shortcuts to this. You have got to get into action. Action, my friend, is the antidote. Action. Here are some suggestions. Do what you think you can't do. Do what you think, because the struggle is so important to you. What is it that you're most afraid to do right now? If I was sitting with you individually and I said, what is the thing that you're most afraid to do in this business? And you said, oh God, Terri, I don't want to do a sourdough event. And I would say to you, you must do a sourdough event. So don't ever say that to me. But Van Gogh said, I use this all the time in all my programs. Van Gogh said, when the voice in your head says, do not paint, danger, 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 do not paint. Van Gogh said, that's the day, the time, the minute that you pick up the brush and you must paint. So what are you maybe it's just calling 3 people a day. Do what you're most afraid to do. Guys, you got to speak up and ask for what you want. In every single area of your life, speak up. And in this business, guess what that looks like? Well, Amy, I have given you all this information about Juice Plus, and I sense that it appeals to you. Are you ready to get started? Are you ready to get started? You have suffered enough. Are you ready to get started? I believe this is the answer to your challenge. Are you ready to get started? Are you ready to get started in this business? That's the phrase. Are you ready to get started? And you got to let go of what's holding you back. For most of us, that's the good opinion of other people. Okay, that's the good opinion of other people. And very often, guys, we might even have to let go of our circle of friends, because very often they are holding us back. All right, so action is the antidote. All right, so we're moving through this cycle. Next, all right, you're doing the action. You're doing the hard thing. Guess what will absolutely happen? You will start to build momentum. Why is that? Because you're developing new skills and habits and skills. All right. And then you're moving up to productivity. And what happens there, guys? You're changing. Because you're doing the activity. It was Bob Proctor who told me 30 years ago. He said, you will never surpass your self-image. Boy, that was like throwing cold water on my face. You will never surpass your self-image. But when you start to move into this action plan, when you start to work from a place of gratitude, when you start learning the skills and the habits, when you are consistent and persistent, guys, your self-image will change. Your self-image will change. And you will start to show up differently. And as you start to show up differently, guess what happens? Those mirror neurons. People will respond differently to you. Someone in the beginning that might have said, I don't think so, is going, oh my goodness, that's the most amazing message I've ever heard, of course. Because they're attracted to your strength and your power. They are attracted to you. People are dying to meet people who are empowered. So that's what happens as you move through. Confidence, my friends, is the memory of success. You keep doing it over and over and over again. Your self-image will change. That's my promise to you. And then you're moving up that you're almost at your goal. You're almost there. Expect it. Resistance will set in again. But now you know the formula. You know it's here to serve you. So what do? You go right into gratitude. Because at this point, guys, you have built a business. I want you to be grateful for every single person whose life you have changed and affected. Be grateful that you're developing the skills and the talents that you were born with. Be grateful that you're not playing small anymore, and congratulations, you've hit your goal. So here's 5 principles that have not changed for me in 30 years. Number 1, realize no one will do this for you, but you don't have to do it alone. I don't know how many people are on the call tonight. All I can see is 3. But every single person on this call wants success for you. I want success for you. And what I love about this team up organization is how cross families, cross lines come together to support and love and mentor each other. That is unique in the world, but that is not unique under this team up umbrella. You have to reach out and ask for support. Terri, can you help me? Terri, and I'm going to tell you, you reach out to me for support, girl, and if this guy's on the phone, I'm here for you. I've never, ever said no, I never will, because I want you to stay in line. Hang out with the kind of people you want to be, not who you have been. That's why I love our Monday morning WHAM group. 12 of us come together every Monday morning, and we talk about what our intentions are, what we've done, what we're planning to do. But I've got to tell you, it's that camaraderie that happens after we declare what's going on, and the mentoring and the coaching. And I sit back and I love watching these 12 people, all in different organizations, support and mentor each other. And here's a big one, guys. Watch what you talk about. Whew, I've seen careers ruined from this. Okay, when you talk about your problems, guess what you get more of? When you talk about what's right and you talk about your dreams, guess what you get more of? And my friends, respect yourself by taking time. Invest heavily in yourself, because you are worth it. All right, everybody, you guys, do you remember the song The Showman? Hugh Jackman. It was the story about P.T. Barnum and the circus, and Zac Efron was in there, and Neely, and oh my gosh, it was a great movie. And the song that's best known for that movie, the song is called This Is Me. This is me. So I would love for you just to close your eyes just for a second. Just close your eyes, because this is the refrain in this song, and it gives me goosebumps all the time. So this beautiful woman is singing, "Look out, because here I come. And I'm marching to the beat I drum." I'm going to say that again. I'm marching to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies, because this is me. This is me. This is me. I would love for that to be your anthem as you move through the year. And remember, my friends, say this with me. Speak it out loud. Only as high as I reach can I grow. Only as far as I seek can I go. Only as deep as I look can I see. And only as much as I dream can I be. All right, right now, Kathy's going to stop the recording. I'm going to stop the share. Do not go away.